And welcome to the podcast, episode 2.
I guess we're starting.
The introductions are over.
We made it this far.
So far,
Again,
so
I
good.
I am Avelectric6 on Twitter.com, of course, as you know. Vel, and
Yes.
my co-host here.
Yes, Tyc-Loud.
Probably don't have to keep doing that every single time, but beginning episodes is probably good.
I'm sure they could read the thumbnail.
Well, I'm not going to have our ads in the thumbnail every time. That was just the first one.
Yeah, this time it's different. Look at those graphics.
It was graphics. I don't know what's up there.
You'll know
Yeah.
when it's up.
God, a whole week already, huh? How's it been, Tech? Anything interesting happened? Well, I know some interesting things have happened, but
Yeah.
at least on your end. I've been not doing much at all, really. About 3 of those past week days, basically didn't happen for me, so.
Yeah, for the
Pretty
first time
relaxing.
in months, I went outside a few times. I went outside earlier today, Friday, and I think
Yeah.
Monday. And let me tell
Yeah.
you, things do not feel any different.
Honestly,
Aside
they
from-
don't.
Aside from less traffic, it's kind of the exact
Mhm.
same.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of wish
it's-
some non-essential businesses are
Yeah.
open. I genuinely want to go to a thrift store and just buy used clothing.
I don't like thrift stores. Gonna say hot take here. I really don't like thrift stores.
They're fun on
And
a
nothing
good
against
day.
them or anything. It's just it smells like dust. Nothing cool is actually there. Just old shit. And old shit's cool, but only if it's really old, you know.
Yep, like grandma's furniture.
No. That's not interesting. I'm taking a rock that was caressed by Hitler. I don't know.
Something with
Hitler-
history.
Hitler's pet rock.
Yeah.
That'd be funny. That'd be awesome to own. That'd be really funny. Anyways. Yeah.
People would
I
burn
wouldn't-
that rock.
But they can't. It's impossible. No, yeah. I went driving earlier today with my little brother. We got some Burger King and whatnot, some food, because fuck it, we can. It's the weather's actually been pretty nice recently.
Yes. It's been
Way
normal
nicer than
doom
it's
and gloom in Vancouver. Always cloudy or raining. Or just really fucking hot.
I mean, yeah, today was actually the first day, at least where I live, where the sun was coming out, because the previous 4 days were just wet, gray, cold. Nothing fun.
I see that every day.
Well, yeah, you live in Vancouver.
Yeah, it rains approximately half of the year.
Yeah.
Even during the summers. It's great.
Just recently, I've gotten into the habit of, mowing the lawn. It's kind of one of my chores, Because before I did do it, but it's been so long because the winter was so long, and it's starting to do more physical work and appreciate that effort you put into something, It's oh, I did that. I made that happen.
Hell yeah.
Any projects in the works?
Actually, none.
None?
Aside from this podcast, I don't have any work to do at all. I mean, I have old
Partly what-
recordings from the past
Yeah.
20s. Might work
I
on
think
the GTA recordings since we've been
yeah?
playing that a bit. It's
What did you record last night?
just a bit where Python Tuna lagged. We did not mention his
at
Twitter
Python
handle
Tuna.
yesterday. No,
We
last
didn't?
week. No, we just
forgot,
had
yeah.
passing mention of
Uh,
Tuna.
At Python Tuna, our dear friend,
Yes,
lovely lad, potential guest on the podcast if he's ever free.
a reoccurring guest, maybe even perhaps.
Well, it's hard enough to get him in here in the first place, so we'll see.
It entirely depends.
Yeah, we do got to get a guest on here. Hey, anyone have recommendations for guests or anyone want to be on the podcast? That is
Anyone-
within the Twitter artist community.
Yes.
Let us know.
Anyone in
We're open.
that community.
Listen, here's the requirements for application: have a decent mic and have decent conversation. Essentially,
Yeah, I talked
if
to
your mic
people
is garbage and you have nothing to talk about, sorry. That usually comes after.
Yeah, we talk to people with headset or webcam microphone, and they have so much to say. But
God, their mic sucks. Yeah. Rad should be getting his headphones soon, which will Be awesome.
Maybe he'll be our first guest and he'll talk about boobs. I don't know.
That'd be lovely. Speaking of, we have some viewer questions.
Yes.
At Skeletoons here asks, boobs or butts? LOL. What do you think, Tyc?
It depends on the boob size. The butt, you can't go wrong.
That's not a good answer. You need to don't be a fence-sitter.
But also,
You can't.
boobs if they're too big.
Well, it's like, no, you can't have a median answer. For like, of course, both is better than none,
question.
but hard, but anyways. No. I need speak one. Like, what's the one? If you could choose one over the other.
The boob.
Okay, good man.
Yes.
We can still talk to each other, and I don't have to
finally
kick you off the podcast. That's another requirement. You have to be a boob man. Anyways.
Gotta be a man who prefers boobs or has them.
Yeah. There was a follow-up to that one, actually, by the same person. Serious question, by the way. What advice would you give to small, inspired artists? Tyc?
Quit while you're ahead!
Don't do it on Twitter.com.
Just talk to people.
No, serious question. Serious. Here's the thing. Again, it depends on what you're doing. If you're specifically on Twitter and specifically doing internet stuff, like we mentioned in the last episode, it's really built on connections.
Yeah.
And it sounds a bit like not venomous, but gamey, where it's like, you'll want to talk to people who have friends in high places, and then not use them to get bigger friends, but like actually make friends, of course. But just it's not bad to have connections. Of course, you don't want to be a scummy person because that's real easy to happen.
Yes.
And you'll be called out for it. So make friends, and that can be daunting, that can be difficult, yada yada yo. But that's in my experience, that's the best way to go about things. They'll draw you, you draw them.
Yes, and that's how Vel and I met, by just talking.
I do not remember how we met at all. I genuinely do not remember where I met.
It was in that draw pile in Joe's server.
Was it? Did we even talk? Did I say anything?
You said a couple things, and then we started having the funny sex joke with Vel's sex jokes.
Yeah, that was Jackbox.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember. Still, I feel like Seppo just apparated out of nowhere in my life. I just don't remember ever inciting an interaction with him. I have bad memory,
Yeah.
She definitely didn't help me in school. For me, if I could give another bit of advice, not just in the social side, but I know it's like what you hear all the time.
Oh, no.
Draw more. Just keep doing it. All right.
Yeah.
And some serious advice I got that I recently kind of learned upon myself. Just post everything. Don't fucking care if it's good or not. Just fucking post it. Put it online. Content. Listen, with quantity comes quality when it comes to art. And if anything, quantity, if it depends. You can either have a whole lot of quantity and not too much quality, and you'll still go far, or a whole lot of quality and not much quantity, and again, you'll still go far. So you really can't go wrong either way. The way to go wrong is to not post anything, which I've been guilty of.
Yes.
In summation, draw more. Don't care about quality. And still try, of course, but don't hate yourself for it. Don't try too hard. Because you learn. That's how it is. Everyone keeps learning. And make friends.
And win.
Very easy. It's so easy to say, I know, but trust me. The more you try, the better you'll get at it. As with anything. Of course.
Yes. Earlier we mentioned Red, and he's got a question. What's the worst What's the worst Twitter experience you've had?
Signing up. No, enough of that. We've already used that joke. Worst Twitter experience? Well, like, he can think of anything specific, but there's a lot of the dumb shit that goes on around here, A lot of the stuff you see. I never particularly was involved in any drama. At least not directly. But kind of fun though. It wouldn't. I mean, it's always more fun to be an observer.
Yeah.
Speaking of drama, I'll get back to that question, but put a little tab on story. I think Tyc would like to explain a little later.
We canceled Byte404 on Twitter.com.
At Byte_404 is canceled, unfortunately.
Hashtag Byte the Dust. That's Byte spelled BYTE. Byte
_404.
Comment that below. We're canceling Byte_404 on Twitter.com.
Do you mind telling more of that story? Because I was much more of a passive observer. You were kind of involved.
Yeah, some 16 or 17-year-old joined his server, and then he said some weird shit apparently, and then all his messages got deleted off the server. He was banned, and he started tweeting about how he's gonna fucking destroy Byte with a YouTube video.
No, he's got a YouTube channel too. He's canceled other people before. So Byte better watch out. We're making fun of him, obviously. He's no threat to any of us whatsoever.
Oh, the funny thing is he followed me.
Yeah.
So I initially made the tweet of it is time to cancel Byte404 on Twitter.com.
That's always the best shit. That's so good. Yeah, Byte's a good friend of ours. He's cool. Yeah. Probably not gonna have him on the podcast though, because his mic needs some work.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah. That's the thing. Being on the podcast costs money.
Yeah.
I feel like we skipped over Red's question a bit. Do you have any?
Being blocked by Rabornica.
I
honestly
Rabornica.
have very little bad experiences on Twitter.
Yeah. You mentioned Rabornica. I think it's fair if I should mention my little story where Rabornica, there's a whole thing with that person. I remember they changed their ad at some point. They changed their thing to something. Do you remember? You remember what it was?
Nefarious Skull, and then
yes, Nefarious Skull.
I think they changed it to something else, and now they disappeared off the internet. We have no idea what the fuck happened with her.
That was a whole thing. Where Rad and I, Rad Dude Cool Dude, of course, were like these private investigators, and we just spent way too long tracking every single lead we possibly could.
I still have a bit of a recording of that incident.
Yeah, we actually let it back
for
to
2 hours straight.
I was going crazy, but yeah, we my partner and I, we led our way to a Patreon page that is still active, like the only thing. Because remember, the Nefarious Rabornica, whatever, had a website. If you Google it, you come across it, and there was a bunch of defunct links to Twitter and Reddit and stuff. One of them was Patreon, which is still active and under a different name. I don't remember exactly, but that was the farthest lead we ever got. I never got around to DMing those people we found on Twitter. I do have a friend though. If I ever legit want to do a funny bit, I have a friend who was directly involved with the project with Dear Nefarious Skull, which I'll call that person in reference to that. There's the beginning phase and the end phase, which is Nefarious. Anyways, Nefarious was conducting this project where they would animate a little YouTube series of shorts or whatever that would have voice acting and everything, and it would be comprised of, the characters would be Minecraft OCs, believe it or not. There'd be an Enderman, it'd be a British Enderman, a Scottish Creeper, Steve, Herobrine, Alex, all that.
There were so many roleplay accounts just for those particular characters. And
this thing was in the works for a while, or at least, and it became defunct, I believe. Because one of my direct friends at Glasses to the Max, I believe, on Twitter.com, was the voice actor for one of the characters. I believe Alex. I still have to ask her what happened to that, because that just kind of stopped. I believe that she took it out of her bio as well, after Nefarious dropped off the face of the earth. But yeah, it's just, I enjoy really pointless, meaningless, deep dive searches for like missing accounts or people or whatever. I don't know, I've done it before. I think it's really fun to fake investigate things. I don't know.
Very fun roleplay.
Roleplay indeed. Yeah.
So back to the Twitter questions.
Yes, Byte. Add Byte 404 again. Add Byte _ 404.
Hashtag bite the dust.
Hashtag Bite the Dust. Has a question. What do you guys think is the requirements to properly call yourself a quote-unquote Twitter artist? Tyc?
Put in your bio. And it's official.
Oh shit, I never put it in my bio, god damn it.
You're not a real Twitter artist.
I mean, it depends. Like my sister, God, I should drop her at. I don't remember it right now, but yeah, I'll say it later. My sister, she has some stuff she occasionally posts to Twitter, but I think in order to be called a Twitter artist, Twitter is like your primary exporting service, I suppose, you know, because my sister's way more active on like Instagram or something, and so she's not really a Twitter artist, even though I convince her to post some things there sometimes, you know. So it's self-defining. You can say that you're a Twitter artist or not. There's not some sort of rule. I don't believe that if anyone, that we're the people to gatekeep anyone from the Twitter artist community, huh? Really, though, the requirements for becoming a Twitter artist is being on John Love's Twitter banner, of course.
Of course.
Yes. Of course. When is that going to get old? When
I don't know. It's probably already dated by now.
Yeah, probably. I mean, hey, I still say it in VCs and get some laughs. You've got to be more clever with it, though. You can't just say John Bob anymore. I mean, actually, that's false. We're doing exactly that.
Like right now on the podcast. Again.
Yeah. Funny man. Funny man, that John Bob. Speaking of, my dear mother in our living room was watching Jack's films on YouTube with my sister. Had the with Yai and all that, Jack's films. Yeah, and I was in my room, I had my door open, and I heard just off in the distance John Bob. And I was just, wait, no.
He's everywhere.
No, I get up and I look, and I go to the living room and I look at the screen. It's fucking John Bob got into Yai with like a 3D model of a bus or something or whatever, and it was really funny. I can't escape him. He's everywhere. Dear Lord. Do you have any direct influence with that man?
That man, no, but I heard from an anonymous source somewhere that one of our mutuals with him. We have connections.
I mean, yeah, I know who it is too. You can actually censor in post, you don't gotta fucking keep using the soundboard. It doesn't sound good. Anyways.
I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna put in Morse code.
Yeah. How many people, like, in the large section, in like the famous section of Twitter artists, if you know what I mean, would you say that you like interact with or like follow? I guess. Even so, are you up with the Ink Plasms, the John Bobs, the Qwerty Sodas, all of them, the Lava Guts, the more of them, all the other ones too? Interact with them at all?
Oh no, I barely interact with people on Twitter.
That's fair. It isn't your primary thing, I guess, is it?
No, also, like, I'm more of a... I like talking more than typing. Because
no, I get that.
I suck with spelling.
I'm honestly more active on Discord than Twitter, even because, yeah, again, I also dislike talking a lot more than typing. That's why I'm doing this. Also, I forgot to start a timer. Have you been keeping track of time?
Yes, we've been going on for about 20 minutes.
Awesome, thank you. I could just check Audacity, but yeah. That's the thing. I mean, I know I personally follow a few of them, but yeah. Only so much Twitter you can consume in one day.
Yeah, I got an overdose on Twitter, so I unfollowed over 3,000 people. Like
A fucking day. Yeah, how
2
long
days
did
ago.
that take?
About like 2-3 hours. I don't
Jesus
know. I
Christ.
kind of played GTA in between.
How did you decide who got the bucket, who kicked the bucket, and who didn't?
Who got the bucket? Oh, if I don't remember them, not following them.
That's fair.
Also, of course, the gimmick accounts, except for Western porn comics out of context.
Western porn comics is like listen. Western porn comics out of context and Save You Click video games are like the only good ones out there.
Oh, especially the replies. Holy shit.
That's where I get like all of my memes. I swear to God. Some of them are really good. They can be annoying and they're completely unrelated, but it's my primary resource. The replies of out of context Western porn comics.
Some of them are like, how the fuck is this on Twitter? Like, the My Little Pony clip where the fucking, at the end of the donkey gets their fucking head cut off.
That is one. Sometimes you really stumble upon something great. Yeah, it was a fucking, like, I think edited clip where his Rainbow Dash was like, maybe you could come inside, and then a fucking donkey getting decapitated for in less than a second.
Just at the very end.
It's just like a single frame. Sorry, it's weird. It's trigger warning, I guess.
But it's fucking hilarious.
Well, then, I mean, yeah. The sort of thing, though, is that they often rely on being unexpected, wacky.
Shock
So
value.
it's yeah. So after you watch it for like the first time, it's still funny, but not as funny as the first time.
I'm gonna pull that clip up 6 years from now, and it's still gonna be funny.
Maybe in 6 years you won't remember it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me set a quick reminder.
For 6 years. Oh yeah.
I'll still
In
be
other
active.
Twitter news, that reminds me, one of the recent features I believe that they've implemented is scheduling tweets.
Yes, I got that feature. I saw some people have another feature where only mutuals can reply.
Is that not a wholly released feature? Only a
Yeah, I don't
beta
know.
feature, I guess.
I guess some people
I
have
thought
that
it-
feature. I
I
don't
thought everyone had access to it. Anyways,
I
but
don't
yeah,
know how to
that
get
is going to definitely impact the Twitter economy, like social economy, I suppose you could call it.
Yes.
Where it's nice for artists, where it'll be like, oh, only mutuals can reply to this, but also it could be very difficult. It'd be very easy to spread misinformation. I've seen where just get rid of the comments. No one can correct you. I guess I mean quote retweets and all
Hidden
that. But,
replies.
hidden replies, yeah. It's like I don't know. I definitely don't want to stick around with Twitter forever. I'm gonna expand my horizons to.
Instagram.
No, I refuse.
People need to see your funny images of you sipping a mug.
My sister convinces me to go over to Instagram, and it's like that's a lot of effort. I don't know. I don't really want to do that again. I'm already doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll get to it eventually, I suppose.
Same, dude. I especially should also do that because I have a portfolio website where it's connected to my Instagram, so all my posts on Instagram are on this website.
Yeah. I was just saying, also like a portfolio. It's like so professional. Like I really should do that, but I don't know. When it comes to like my in high school, art teacher would always be like, "Oh, you gotta have portfolio, all this official stuff," and it's like I just want to draw funny little characters and everything. And I'm sure eventually I'll get my shit together and actually try to get a real job in the industry, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen with me in my life, but
Only time will tell.
Yep. I'm just looking to keep doing what I'm doing and continue to expand my horizons, get into new material, new things. Of course, I would hope to become self-sufficient at some point, probably, or like maybe like a company. I don't know, man. I'm still very young.
Building up a brand, something like that.
Maybe. Being an adult is. Hey, at least with this virus going around, I don't really have to beat myself up looking for a job.
Yes.
Yeah. You got a job, Tyc?
No. Although, starting next month, I'm gonna actually start searching, because the whole lockdown, maybe it will cool down. Plus, I have like a mask to help not get a virus.
Yeah, I've been seeing that.
That's coming
People
in.
were talking about the old coronavirus going around for like quarantine going on for much longer, but I don't know. People have been slowing it down.
Worst case scenario, if I get it, I might build immunity. 'Cause that's what some people are getting. Immunity. Plus, I'm hoping to rent, since I live in an apartment and one of my neighbors moved out, and I'm hoping that if their place is still available, like by a month or two, maybe I could rent it out. Maybe not like
You just live in the same building.
Yeah.
It's like,
dude,
yeah.
I need my privacy, especially for this podcast.
Why?
I might have to do it under my dad's name because, well, not under his name. He'll have to rent it, but I'll live in it.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, for all this privacy. Plus, I feel like I want to host little events for me and some friends.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. For me, I don't live in a apartment complex. It's not that easily available to me. A, 'cause I don't have a job. B, suburbs and whatnot, little town.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot to move out at some point, and like I don't really want to right now either. 'Cause I don't know, kind of comfortable here. Kind of lonely out there. I don't know. I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yeah. When I eventually move out, I'm not gonna keep the entire place to myself. I might use the room as like, I guess, a guest room, since my dad and aunt love to drink and party every Friday night. They might do it tonight as well, considering it's the weekend, and I need my silence.
Yeah. Luckily, my family isn't too loud or anything. Honestly, we really keep to ourselves like a lot. I'll be like multiple days where I do not see like one of my family members, so we just don't cross paths. We're all doing our own stuff, of course. Yeah. Oh, surprise! Roughly 30 seconds ago, got a new question coming in. Not really a question. Yeah, from @FakeBennyBoo. I fucking guess that's what he is. Yep. Zello is more Tyke's friend, but
Yep.
Yeah. He says, state of Valve and future of their games. You play Valve games?
Occasionally.
I really like Valve games. They're some of my favorites.
TF2 is like one of the few games that I still play, even like 5 years after.
I know, like I fucking love TF2. I fucking love Portal. I fucking love Half-Life. I get why everyone talks about those games so much. I still haven't played Half-Life Alyx because I don't have an index or whatever, but I definitely plan to at some point.
Yeah.
The state of Valve? From what I've seen, they're
right
hopefully getting back into the game, They're
gonna get another boom because like they've got more, I guess, tech, you could say. Like I heard they got a new patent for the Steam controller.
I do hope that they don't exclusively do VR stuff now, because I love regular games again.
Yeah, I can't wait to see some other games. Maybe Left 4 Dead 3, which is a game that's
Yeah.
technically complete, but Valve won't
Really?
fucking release it.
Never played the Left 4 Dead ones.
Oh, they're very fun to play, especially with friends. It's like Left 4 Dead was the first PC game that I've ever played. I played about 60 hours, no, about 100 hours, like the first year that I had it. And I still sometimes play the game. Maybe if Ronan's playing it. And regarding TF2, since that's like arguably one of their biggest game properties.
The one they never pay any attention to.
Yeah. Well, Valve's not like Epic Games or Blizzard where they have thousands of disposable employees.
And they're still I still respect Valve, of course. They can be a little frustrating. But they're not Blizzard. They're not EA, I still like Valve a lot. They haven't proven themselves to be terrible yet, at least in my eyes. I have faith in whatever they're working on,
I think that Valve, despite the small amount of employees that they have, they're also probably one of the most sincere game developers today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If not, I do
especially
not wish to be more transparent, but yeah.
Especially since that Valve employees regularly are in discussion boards, Discords, and answering emails.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna get a direct email from an employee at EA. You're gonna get an automated response.
Mm-hmm. I like Valve. Love the games, love everything. Wish the best for the company, of course, and want to see what else they got in store. Because I remember people were talking. It was like Half-Life 3 wasn't officially announced or anything, but they've really honestly took a bit of a gamble with, not even a bit, just they really took a gamble with Half-Life Alyx, and luckily it seems to have paid off.
Hell yeah. Especially since they've been so enthusiastic about VR for the past 5 years.
Mm-hmm. They spent a super long time developing a whole new experience that no one else has really done for VR, plus their own system,
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm excited for it. On the other end, Nintendo. I feel like Nintendo has been really slow recently. I don't know how much Nintendo stuff you play, Tyc, but at least to me.
I got my Switch. I think the Switch is the only console that I bought multiple versions of, because I ordered before the revamp, I ordered a Switch in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Played around with Mario Kart, a bit of Zelda, and for a while I sort of neglected it until it cracked because I accidentally dropped it.
Oh goddamn!
That's when I really neglected it. And then when I got Link's Awakening. I ordered that and some other Nintendo games. And Animal Crossing, I have not played that in a week. I've got to get back into that video game.
I feel like when it comes to Animal Crossing, I may have mentioned this before, but it's the hot thing. Everyone's loving this, everyone's doing it, everyone's having a good time. But it's like, I just knew I wouldn't like the game. I know we have it too, as my mom plays the Switch way more than I do these days, because she'll come home from work and she'll just play a bunch of Animal Crossing, enjoy herself. She loves that kind of stuff. But I don't think I'd be able to get behind it. I'm a really big fan of very fast-paced, difficult sort of games, so not that I'd be a time traveler or anything, but it'd be a bit difficult for me to wait.
Time travel.
Yeah. I remember when I got the Switch, I bought it with my own money and waited for 4 or 5 straight hours just in the back of a Walmart. And the night of release, because the Switch is pretty special to me, and it's kind of sad to see me not like it so much anymore. Well, because I feel like I have not much content I've been interested in. Because fucking Metroid Prime 4, who knows how that's doing. Breath of the Wild 2, I'm gonna love that if only we could get some info. New Smash characters. We only know Spring Man, and that was in a lackluster presentation. It's like, I don't know. The hype's, like, for me, Nintendo was always a whole bunch about the hype of it all. And the gaming in general. I love that stuff. I haven't felt that in a while. Probably because, you know, the virus and everything has been really slowing things down. But hopefully things will pick up this summer, you know. Hopefully. Because part of the thing about video gaming culture I love so much is the pure excitement of it all. You know, really thinking about what would be really cool to happen. I don't know. I like video games.
We are gamers.
Gamers at heart. What's your preferred medium for gaming, would you say?
I definitely prefer PC a lot.
Yeah.
Although
I also
I'm
became a
very
PC boy.
I'm very nostalgic for the Xbox 360, which I have with me somewhere. Since I bought it at a thrift store before this whole lockdown.
Oh, yeah?
But I don't have a power cord for it, which I've been intending to
Damn.
order for a fucking long time.
God, I have never
Not a
had an Xbox.
priority.
I've never owned an Xbox. Never really played Xbox games. I was always a PlayStation guy. That's what I grew up with. Those are the games I like. I love their exclusives, of course. Bloodborne. Yeah, one of my favorite games of all time, I gotta say. Also got Sekiro too. I never finished that. I should. I like From Software a lot. Again, the fast-paced, difficult sort of games. You like any? Do any indies come to mind when you think of games you like?
Trying to think. Let me look at my Steam library.
It's funny. I love one of my favorite indie games of all time is Hollow Knight. Like, oh my god, that game is beautiful and it plays amazing. I love it. There's other fun ones, but like ones that really stand out to me. It's like Hollow Knight. I'm sure some others if I think of them hard enough. Does Minecraft doesn't count as an indie game anymore, does it? I don't think so. Well, because it was.
Started out as one.
Yeah, I guess Terraria also counts as an indie game. I love Terraria, of course. Despite me, like, never even beating a single boss. I never got into it enough to really feel things out because, to my knowledge, when I remember Terraria, really doesn't tell you too much. And so I always ended up not doing what I was quote-unquote supposed to, I guess. I don't know. I still enjoy the game a lot, nonetheless. Play it with friends. Now that the update's dropped, I want to play it more. One of my first PC games, one of the very first PC games I got on this little computer here was Enter the Gungeon. I don't really know if that counts as indie, but I don't think so. It's from Devolver, but man, Enter the Gungeon I haven't played in a while. That's a good one. What are some game mechanics? Huh?
Would you consider Don't Starve? Do you consider that indie, or is that I don't know much about game development.
No, I don't know. I think it's indie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a game I've been playing a bit with a friend.
Recently?
Yeah, like once a week.
Man, Don't Starve was also one of the first ones I got, but I never had people to play with, so maybe I'll get some people together too.
Yes.
Could have a gaming night, maybe grab Tuna, Sebo, potentially. Who could see? I played Don't Starve with Byte a little while back. Didn't do much. That's another thing. I like games a lot, but in all honesty, I'm not super familiar with every genre, and some games take me a bit to get the hang of, like Terraria or Don't Starve. But I still enjoy them, you know. I think one of my favorite, like, if there's a game mechanic that I'm just a sucker for that I love like way too much, it's like wacky ragdoll physics or like simulation-esque things, and like a good physics engine. I don't know. That's one of the selling points for me. I love when games have like an interactable physics engine, and what that comes with that is ragdolls. Like, for example, Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. Been playing that a lot, like that one. Some of the really kind of older games, like one of the first games I ever got on the computer as well, much more obscure games, was Ravenfield and Sword with Sauce. Also very ragdoll-y physics engine games. Unfortunately, Sword with Sauce is defunct developmental-wise. I think Ravenfield is still kicking. I don't know. Yeah. Are there any game mechanics you really like?
Oh, fuck! I don't really think of that when I game.
Yeah. Well, I guess I think of it more because for a long time, and even still, I've had this dream of making games. I still want to do that. God damn, I really want to do that. Maybe with some friends, potentially. But yeah, I want to learn that. Used to be a dream of mine. Don't exactly know where I'm going now, but still want to feel things out, I guess.
We'll find out along the way.
Yeah. You ever want to make a game?
I have a rough idea for a game, but I don't think I'll disclose it on the podcast. But it's an idea.
For personal reasons or
no? I just
legal reasons.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah. It's fair enough. I mean, listen. If you No, I'm not going to say that joke. Not on the second episode. I'm not going to make that joke. Not on the second episode.
Maybe
looking for a thing here. Maybe the third.
Hopefully we'll get Python Tuna in.
Yeah.
Funny
I was gonna make a funny Twitter artist joke, and then I was like, wait, there's people that might actually watch this. No, I'm not gonna say that one. God, where did I stuff that? There it is. I have a few game ideas. If you wouldn't mind me sharing with you, I want to know your opinions. Yeah. Got some baseline ideas and stuff. One of them I have here. I have subnamed as Neo Streets. I think the idea is that I have written here a point A to point B kind of alleyway shooter, like with an emphasis on parkour and acrobatics, with like a cyberpunk / street style. Or like I would imagine, yeah, you would go through in like an obstacle course, trying to parkour your way and shoot guys trying to shoot you from one point to the other. It's very bare bones. It's one of my weaker ones. This one I'm actually really into. I have codenamed kind of as Infiltration Red. Where I want your opinion on this one. It's a one versus all kind of infiltration / system management stealth game, where like the concept is that you'd have multiple players, and one controls like a bunch of operations in a facility, and some other number or amount of players tries to infiltrate the facility and get to the center, where that's like the control room where one player is, and try and kill him. So like for example, one player will maybe set or enable traps, close doors, and check cameras, and then the other guys are trying to either avoid cameras or they have weapons or something to disable them or other traps, and somehow they try and make their way to the center, where they'll win and deactivate. And of course the operator would win by either like a timer or just by killing them all. I don't know. It's very rough, of course, but I always liked that idea of playing as a system or as playing as a overseer to a large operation, and other players will try and make their way through them.
That sounds like a really fun idea, I'm not gonna lie. I really like.
Does it?
I like stealth games personally.
Yeah. Maybe you can help me out.
I play a lot of Payday since I have stealth missions.
Mm-hmm.
But very few.
I imagine it'd be 3D, of course. Yeah, that could be a fun thing to try. Featuring your favorite Twitter artists as characters. No. Maybe some Easter eggs, but just for us. But I don't know. Maybe if I ever kind of get it off the ground, I could consult some of you guys for, concept food for fun. Whatever. Genuinely, it's probably my favorite idea I have. And there's some other horror game ideas and stuff. I like to cover a lot of spectrums. I don't imagine anything crazy. With how much I love physics and everything, maybe that could play a part in Infiltration Red. Yeah. You don't have any other game concept ideas you'd work with?
Kind of none.
No, yeah.
I don't know too much about game development. I tried to learn a bit of Unreal.
Oh yeah, I started with Unreal too, but then I was like, it's not for the kind of games I want to make. I was like, in my experience, Unreal looks real pretty, but I want them physics, which you typically go to. In my experience, the other one for what was it? Unity. That's right.
We'll make our own engine with physics
That'd be a lot of work.
and boobs.
That is our gaming engine. It has physics and boobs. Please make games with it.
We press the make game button.
Listen, I have a rough concept of how to make games, but no idea how to make an engine. It'd probably be a lot of work. God, there's so many steps to it though. Like before that, I want to learn Blender still, because I've had Blender. Blender's one of the first things I downloaded on this computer, like a year or two ago. And I've barely opened it because I don't know. It was already hard enough to motivate myself to draw and to do this and learn a new program. I've mentioned it before, I believe, last episode, where I'll try a tutorial and I can't, man. I messed something up.
I learned a bit of Blender before the whole big update. Where it changed the UI, and now I know.
Oh, before the update.
And now I know fuck all about it.
I know, right? It's like great. I tried, and now it's new, and it's like, God. It is more simple though, so I think it'd be easier for me to learn. But then it's like all those old tutorials for the old UI. It's like
obsolete.
Press this button in this tab, and it's like it's not there. Someday I will make models of me and my friends and make them do silly dances.
Yes, we will.
That'll be a thing I'll do
take
someday.
over Epic Fort Games.
Yeah.
Kill them.
Blender would be cool though.
Yeah.
Cool. That's the thing too. If you really want to, people like cool things, And when it comes to the Twitter artist community, anyone can draw. All right. But if you can, like, animate someone or make a little funny 3D model for someone, that shit's like that's John Bob level. All right.
Whoa.
Not only make a 3D model of someone and make a game with them in it. Boom. You are the next John Bob.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Finally get on his banner in no time.
Maybe. Like, God damn it. I know I feel like we make these jokes because we're pretty confident he's never going to see this. But if he does someday, then it's like, that's just going to be weird. Again, nothing against the guy. I actually like his content. But it's funny to punch up. I like it's fun. All right.
It's fun goofing on the big guys, the big named boys.
Yeah. Like moderators or anything. Well, I mean, when it comes to moderators of some old servers we were in, they were legitimately not good. So, again, punching up. Don't believe in putting lower people down, Bring the high up people down to your level, and then beat the shit out of them.
Fuck, one day we're gonna find a podcast where people are roasting us.
Joe's podcast.
It's gonna happen.
Yes, our old friend at Joe the Bean, I believe. Rumor has it has a podcast brewing themselves, featuring other people doing things. I will not disclose any further, but yeah, tune into that when it drops, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, Joe, the Joe man himself. What a wild ride that server was, huh? Indeed. Admittedly, without it, I wouldn't have made a lot of friends, so glad it existed, but
this podcast wouldn't have started without Joseph.
So be fucking grateful. Be fucking grateful Joe exists, or else we wouldn't. It's funny though.
Time to stage
You know
some
how-
beef.
Yeah.
It'd be a running gag in the podcast.
when his drops. But again, it's funny though how such minute, small friendships or decisions can completely impact one's life. Like, I mean, if you never invited me to your server, well, goddamn, what the hell would I be doing?
Probably be doing nothing.
I wouldn't even be on Twitter anymore.
Would have deactivated it a long time ago.
I would have been on John Bob's Twitter banner by now if it wasn't for you.
We're holding you back.
Now, you forced me to draw. Cause it's like, well, goddamn, they're drawing each other. Time for me to start drawing them too. It's fun drawing friends, drawing people.
Yeah.
You like to draw your a nice handful of Vel once in a while.
A lot
They're
of
fucking
cursed
cursed,
Vels.
but cursed Vel, a lot of cursed
I'm
Vel.
gonna put Baby Vel on display.
Oh my, no. I hate it. You know what, sure, on screen, roll through some Groovel, roll through some Baby Vel. I don't care anymore.
It's always fun making cursed drawings of friends' sonas.
Yeah. I don't draw you a lot, Tyc. I should draw you more. Well, I barely draw my friends anyways. Because I barely draw, haha. But yeah. Ho-ho, hee-ho.
It's time to make an apology tweet for not tweeting for a microsecond.
Oh my god, those. I think I mentioned I used to do those way too much. Or it was like, because I just accepted that I don't post much, you know? That I prefer audio content than visual content, at least providing such, but like, I used to be like, every other tweet would just be, hey guys, sorry for not posting, excuse me, sorry for not posting much, you know, yada yada, here's why. No, fuck that, I don't care anymore, just, you don't gotta, sorry, but nobody cares. Unless you're like a huge account that usually posts a whole lot, you know, it makes sense. But if you're already just not posting too often, it's fine. No one's holding it against you.
I
for
finally
just,
made my anti-apology for not posting for a week.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just work at your own pace. Again, don't pressure yourself too much. Because people are people, I understand. They got a life, man. Work for you. Make art for you and for nobody else. Yes.
Except when it's porn.
Yeah, that's purely for everyone else. No one's making porn for themselves. No. I've realized that in my very limited experience of working with NSFW content. It's like, it's gonna sound weird, but it's like trying to tickle yourself in the sense where it's not hot to you if you drew it. You know? At least in my experience.
Course. As someone who formerly did not safe for work content, it's not satisfying.
Yeah. It's not. I think the satisfying part is the reaction or providing that for other people, so in a way it's somewhat wholesome, I guess, but, you know, if someone's drawing porn, it's most likely not for themselves, which isn't a bad thing, you know?
And then you'll have that one guy in the replies going like, "You're a pedophile!"
Potentially.
Oh, I feel bad for a lot of not
that.
safe for work accounts.
Yeah.
Like, just because of those replies. Well, there's those motherfucking creeps.
God, there's... I
Simping over fictional characters.
I shouldn't... No, okay. Yeah, there's jokes I probably shouldn't make on the podcast. I'm not going to explain what the joke was either. You sick fricks. Anyways, yeah. It's interesting. I haven't come across that, at least personally yet, but... I mean, it's like the thing where... We'll just briefly touch on this. Ink Plasma, I'm sure you're familiar with.
Yes.
And like they're young and stuff and yada yada yada, and they get a lot of shit for just being young and whatever comes with that. And I haven't seen much from them recently, but to my knowledge, they've been doing better, which I hope so. I hope Inkplasm is doing just peachy, you know.
I did not say for content when I was 15. Where's my 60k followers?
You have no filter. Okay.
Yeah. I used to post that shit
No,
on
you
Maine.
can't fucking. No, I can't.
I'm a loose
We're actually
cannon.
we're gonna get canceled because of you. Stop it. Stop taking. You're off the fucking podcast.
No.
No. These are real
No.
people. They're not gonna like us. If you make fun of Inkplasm, they're not gonna be on the podcast.
Oh, we're not gonna be in the banner.
This isn't funny anymore. No, the viewers don't like it. They don't like us.
No, they stopped listening after 2 minutes.
After the second John Bob joke.
Yep.
Just for the 14th.
We're just an echo chamber now.
Yeah. Thank you for sticking this far, at least. You have some real mental strength, let me tell you.
Yeah.
How long we've been going?
57 minutes.
Damn. That far, huh?
Hell yeah.
Really filled a whole second episode. I feel like this is going to be a thing where, like, the first of something is way better than the second. Like with movies. Oh,
Isn't it in movies? It's always a sequel that's better.
is it? Oh, and then the third one sucks. So,
Yeah.
oh well,
Prepare for a shit show next week.
yeah.
Who knows,
Well,
maybe
I wouldn't say that this hasn't been a shit show.
We'll
No,
finally,
we talked about some good stuff.
we'll finally get Python tuna. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Even
Is
if we
it?
have to record at 3 a.m. on a Wednesday.
I mean, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, maybe we could loosen up the schedule. I guess.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, actually, yeah, we'll see if we can get someone on next episode, and if not, then well, fuck me. Eventually we'll have someone. Leave your recommendations. Actually, if any you want to potentially have a shot at it.
Who do you want? Who do you want as a guest? And do you
Who do you want as a guest on the podcast? Do you want to be a guest on the podcast? Well,
donate to our thing, PayPal. I don't know.
give us money.
I heard from an anonymous source that someone wants to give us $10 just for a small little segment. I'm not gonna say who
What, fucking
on the podcast.
Frank?
No.
No.
You think Frank
I-
would give us $10 just to be on the podcast?
He'd give us $10 to watch us suck our own dicks.
That does kind of sound like him.
I'm sorry, Frank. We're fucking defamating this man. He's a great guy. Trust us.
Okay, he's not a bad person. He just sometimes does bad things. Sometimes.
He does. Anyone does bad things.
I mean, he did start a cult.
That's a story for him to tell.
Yeah,
Anyways,
we're gonna keep teasing Frank. He's a good man.
good man. Anyways, though, I don't know. It's been enough time. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Blockchain Podcast. Tyc, any leaving thoughts? Any final?
When we say blockchain, we're not referencing the cryptocurrency. The cryptocurrency terminology.
Okay, one last footnote. Fucking ever since this thing started, a bunch of cryptocurrency Twitter accounts have been following the channel, and like on Twitter, and one of them followed me, and it's like, God, I mean, hey, numbers are numbers, but God damn it.
We're not in it for the cryptocurrency.
Also, I believe that the last episode got over 50 views on YouTube. That's pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Comment below
Hell
if you're
yeah.
one of the 50.
Hell yeah. If you want to
50
see an
comments.
episode 3, donate to our Patreon. We don't have a Patreon.
I don't think we even have a bank account.
I know. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. Catch you on the next one. Adios.